Hey guys, Bowie here, and this is Things I've Learned with Miracle's Huskar. Carry Huskar was really bad in the last years, reason being the offlane was always stronger than you by comparison. Things changed though. Your position 5 now starts with way more regen and gold than normal. Without a side shop, it takes more time for the enemy offlaner to have boots, stick, and also remember that stealth shield got removed, so ranged heroes as carries are stronger in the first levels by a decent margin. The laning stage is not going to look good because this was a comeback and quite a big one honestly. As you can see, Radiant has a support Razor, and that's one of the many heroes that are being tried out in different positions, so I'll make sure to make a video about it, but I'm waiting at least a couple of days for that. As we go through this replay, be aware that nothing is concrete, there's no meta. Take this game as guidelines to what might be good, but it's way too soon to talk about absolutes. One interesting thing about the new bounties is that since they're quite away from each other, it's incredibly harder to go for 2 at the same time without dying, and Miracle pays the price of his grid since his Razor went bottom. You might be wondering why Huskar is even being attempted as a carry, and the biggest change in my opinion are his spears, costing percentage HP instead of a flat 15. You might think you're taking more damage for each spear now, and you're correct, and that's not all bad. You see, it considers current health, so when you're full HP and use burning spears, you start losing HP faster, which is good because you want DPS. And at the same time, when you're 200 HP and attacking crazy fast, every spear is gonna cost way less, something like 4 instead of the old 15. Huskar became way more survival when he's low HP, and he also starts dealing damage faster when he's full HP. Lane-wise, Huskar is good because he can harass without drawing aggro, and as we discussed, a lot of the offlaners now take more damage since they have half of the damage block from the last patch. That said, Razor left Miracle alone for a while in the lane, and these heroes' first levels are pretty garbage, but you can see the potential being built. In general, this hero's build works best with 1 double bracer, and Miracle went windlace here before the boots since he was being pressured a lot and had no gold for boots yet. Now that the rune is located really close to the lane, there's no excuse to not fight for it unless you're outnumbered, so make sure to forget about that CS and just pick those freaking bounties. But yeah, Miracle looked like that at 6 minutes. Huskar in general is a hero that benefits a lot from snowballing and he feels awful playing from behind, so how Miracle wins this game? Well, first of all, I think Huskar is pretty strong, but besides that, he doesn't learn his Zelda level 6. It doesn't help you farm at this stage, and getting as much of the passive is a must since you're really weak right now. Now that you lose way less HP from burning spears when you're low, you can actually accelerate at a decent rate considering he lost the lane. Because of that point in the windlace, he also jukes and turns this dive against the LC, giving him some extra minutes while he recovers from the laning stage, so that was pretty cool. And that's what Miracle did, he pretty much just jungled, but never too far away from his team, since Huskar's mobility is trash and he is behind, so he cannot play super close to his tier 1 tower, for instance. When he goes there, you can see that they were using chat to coordinate a defense he clearly draws in the minimap. Miracle notices multiple heroes pushing bottom, so he postures in a safe spot while he waits to see if his team is going to be able to initiate. And he also goes for a super safe path when he engages because he's way too far behind to play with fire. This is not a fight he wants to die. And that gives them a successful defense as well as this tower. This type of play was not common at all in the last patch. Defending your safe lane tower like this with 4 TPs is something insane. But on the Radiant side, you do risk losing a lot if the tower falls. Not only your outpost is there, but the Ancients on the Radiant side are closer to the tier 1 tower. So yeah, this is interesting and something to keep in mind. I think Radiant has more of an incentive to defend this tower. Miracle's next item might confuse you, but I figured out why he's trying this out. Sange and Yasha is crazy good on Huskar now. It allows you to farm faster because of the move speed, be less kited in teamfights, it gives you 30 extra HP regen and lifesteal, and we're gonna talk about how they stack soon, but wait a second. That by itself is why the item is so good, but with the status resistance being buffed and Sange giving more of it, unless you're against 3 cores at right click, getting Sange and Yasha before is a little greedy, but a way to actually farm like crazy. You can always get halberd after that, and if you think I'm crazy, let me show you the one thing I discovered. The self HP regen from sange and yasha and halberd fully stack, turning your HP regen in clutch situations from 100 HP to 170-ish. Against burst damage, you become incredibly hard to kill. As they crawl themselves back to the game, they get a pick off around the Roshan area, and that's really important. You have to prioritize Roshan as Huskar because your hero sucks without it. And it's really risky to push high ground without one, because Huskar has terrible attack range, you just need the item. This hero is kind of like divey, and if you don't have an Aegis, it's easy to just die by yourself while your team watches you. See how Miracle's HP regen goes through the roof with just one sange? He now heals more than Armlet takes HP away, at around 40 to 50% HP instead of 20, and this makes fighting way much better, especially since, as we talked about, you lose way less HP throwing burning spears as you get lower HP. Because of the Aegis, Miracle can play really aggressive here. Interestingly enough, while mid tier 2 tower is a highly contested and important objective, look how Miracle's team backs after the fight. Controlling the outposts and bounties on both sides is incredibly important. With this move, the entirety of his team got 1000 experience. That's the equivalent of a 20-minute tome for each player in his team, not counting the gold and the map control he gives you. After the items he has, the real power spike for Huskar is either Roche or level 20. Preferably, you want to have both of them when you go high ground, so Miracle just farmed. One interesting thing to mention, now that Raiden has Ancients on his normal jungle, while Dire kept theirs on the triangle, is that Miracle didn't play the top part of the map at all. I don't want to be too emphatic on this, but it feels as if the dead lane for Radiant is more often than not bottom than top. I'll expand or apologize as the days of the patch come, but it really feels good to farm around this area. Eventually, as Miracle starts posturing aggressive here, since he has his Night Stalker with him, watch how Miracle kills the Lina and just watch how this hero looks really strong. He tries to dodge the LSA with his ult, Lina cancels it, Miracle also gets the halberd off before BKB, but that's not even the point. Look at his HP regen. Miracle has 200 HP regen, and he can pretty much just get in and out of the fight and kill everyone. I can't say for sure whether Strength is the right talent all the time now, because prior to this patch the Life Break caster range was core on every game, but now that Miracle is going for the really mobile phase with Sei, so he probably missed that talent a little bit less, and since Strength gives HP regen, I feel like Miracle is testing whether he can get away with the Strength without being kited. Definitely it worked in this game, by the way. I really like the cute play with him taking damage from the tier 4s, should not heal as much and push faster since everyone on Dire is dead, and they're able to acquire 2 tier 3s, 1 lane of barracks, while they rotate to Shrine and get Roshan. Nothing too different from the last patch. Another thing I found out from Huskar and non-Huskar games is how offlane is really the aura bitch now, and with Huskar specifically, you need to have a Vlad in your team because it makes Huskar's life incredibly better. Now that Sei and Halberd works like we said, Vlad's gives Huskar a whopping 40% lifesteal on each attack. That's not counting the fact you might get a Satanic eventually, and then, when you activate Satanic, only the Satanic lifesteal accounts for 320% lifesteal. This means if you attack for 150 damage, you're gonna heal 480. Well, this game was not the longest, but glad to be back with the Things I Learned series. It's been a while and I miss you guys. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing to this video. It helps a lot. If you guys don't know, we plan on expanding the YouTube channel with an editor, so we can get more videos, longer videos, exclusive videos, and then I'm gonna be able to stream more, cast more, coach more, and grow with you guys. So if you enjoy this content, check Patreon in case you want exclusive content, and help us hire an editor at the same time. Alright guys, have a good one and bye. Oh, I just forgot. Let's watch some fountain diving.